In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson purchased around 827,000 square miles of land from France. Jefferson decided he needed to explore the land he just spent $15 million on. He put two men in charge of the expedition, Merriwether Lewis and William Clarke. In the summer of 1803, Lewis picks up his partner, Clarke, and the other recruits as they traveled down the Ohio River. In the fall of 1803, Lewis and Clarke established Camp Wood. Camp Wood was the winter camp for the Corps of Discovery on the Wood River in Illinois. Lewis recruited 40 men to come on the expedition with Clarke and himself. These men were a part of the Corps of Discovery. The men of the Corps of Discovery were soldiers, but their purpose was peaceful exploration and science. In September of 1804, the Corps of Discovery enters the Great Plains and discovers so many new animals not in the eastern United States. They discovered over 100 new species of animals on the expedition, some of which are the coyote, the bull snake, the grizzly bear, and many more. In November of 1804, Lewis and Clarke hired Toussaint Charbonneau, a French-Canadian fur trader, and his Shoshone wife, Sacagawea, to be interpreters for the rest of the journey. Sacagawea was pregnant on the journey, but was still a great help. She could pick out edible plants and negotiated with other tribes. Lewis would later deliver Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, Sacagawea's son, on February 11, 1805. December 24th, 1804, the Corps of Discovery finished building Fort Mandan for their winter quarters in present-day North Dakota. They arrived 3 months earlier to the villages of Mandan. They named their Fort Mandan after their neighbors, the kind Mandan Indians. You can visit the renovated Fort Mandan in Washburn, North Dakota. In June of 1805, Lewis reaches the Great Falls of the Missouri. The Great Falls of the Missouri consists of 5 massive waterfalls around which the men carried all of their gear. Lewis called it the grandest sight he ever beheld. The 5 waterfalls were 900 feet wide and 80 feet high. In August of 1805, the main party arrives at a Shoshone camp. Sacagawea recognizes her long-lost brother as the chief. Kamawa, Sacagawea's brother-in-chief, had not seen her sister since she had been captured by the Hidatsa warriors in about 1800. Sacagawea and Kamawa had the same father, but whether or not they have the same mother is unclear. In August of 1805, they head out for the Bitterroot Mountains with horses and a mule from the Shoshone Indians. The Bitterroot Mountains are a huge mountain range that was a struggle for the group to conquer. The highest summit of the Bitterroot Mountains is Trapper Peak, and its elevation is 10,157 feet. In October of 1805, they emerged from the Bitterroot Mountains, nearly starving to death. Then in November, they finally reached the Pacific Ocean and formed Fort Clatsop. After the rough winter at Fort Clatsop, they set out for home in March of 1806. They reached St. Louis in September of 1806 as national heroes, nearly 2 years after their journey began.